So what's up everybody, and welcome to another episode of Fallout 4 Mods Weekly. This is an exciting week for just content in general. I tried to really mix up my content this week, get into the Halloween spirit. Some of you guys liked it, some of you guys just thought I was copying Oxhorn. Regardless, we are back now with my traditional series, Fallout 4 Mods Weekly, where I basically just show you the best mods to be released each and every week. Unfortunately, it was kind of a slow week for Xbox mods, but there's two mods that did just get ported over to Xbox that I'm going to show you that I think you guys are going to really like. So the first of these two only came out a few months ago on PC, and I guess I just totally missed this mod. I never covered it, and it's a really cool mod in actuality. That's going to be called Spitfire. Basically, this is going to overhaul the muzzle effects of a number of the guns in Fallout 4. So in the background, I'm just showing you some of the comparisons from vanilla Fallout 4 to this mod, and although that's pretty cool, the really cool part comes when you have some different muzzle attachments. So this mod's actually going to modify the way smoke effects work with things like a compressor, a silencer, a compensator, or no barrel attachment at all. The way the smoke actually shoots out of the gun will be totally different, and another aspect that this changes is if you aren't using any muzzle options and you are trying to use a scope, sometimes the smoke will become too abundant, especially with highly automatic weapons, that it's actually kind of hard to see. So it gives you new incentive to use a silencer or any of the other flash hiders in the game. There's also a lot of smaller details, like the smoke effects actually go in the distance of the wind. It adds in a bunch of tracers, as well as this mod also changes the way laser weapons work. So now instead of them kind of being a lasting beam in the air, they're just kind of one very quick laser beam. I have no idea what this would look like in real life, but I definitely feel like this laser change is extremely realistic, and everything in this mod just makes the gunplay in Fallout 4 feel much more realistic. It's a really high quality mod, and I'm honestly shocked I missed it and how little attention this has gotten. This is an awesome change to Fallout 4, and it kind of adds in a new dynamic to the gunplay. You have to kind of worry about the smoke if you're not using any muzzle attachments, which is kind of cool. So then we have a massive quality of life fix, at least for me. This is going to be called Crafting Highlight Fix. What this is going to do is now when you are crafting an armor, a weapon, whatever it may be, it's no longer going to have that highlight effect on it. This is going to be massive, especially for different weapon mods and trying to pick between the visuals of maybe a few different suppressors, a stock on your gun, things like that. Previously it was highlighted and you had to go back and exit off of the weapon to actually see the changes you did make, and it was really hard to make comparisons between two different options. Even beyond that, this also carries over to some of the different armor options, and when trying to apply different textures to armors or any other modifications that will actually show up, this makes another huge improvement. Even beyond all that, I recommend using this with the no blur while crafting mod. This also just came out. This one a lot more straightforward, basically just removes that blur that goes over your screen while you're crafting. It's a minor change. Both of these are relatively minor changes, but I think they're pretty big quality of life improvements that a lot of you guys will enjoy. So we do have the M6 PDWS Magnum. This of course being the Magnum from the Halo series of games, making its way into Fallout 4. I love this gun. I've used this in pretty much all of the Halos that really featured it. I vividly remember using this in Halo 1 and 2. It was super overpowered in Halo 1. In Fallout 4, it's a fairly basic gun. There's a few different attachments you can add to it, but only a few of these actually have visual changes. One of them converts this into kind of the Spec Ops option that the ODSTs did use, as well as there's a few different scope options where it doesn't actually change the scope on the gun as it was in the old Halo games, but you can now zoom in with the gun, which makes it freaking overpowered, and I think he really got this down. If you guys have never played Halo, using this and zooming in with it was really strong. This pistol could take on a lot of the other weapons in the game, and honestly, sometimes if you were good enough, take on a sniper rifle. That is definitely recreated in Fallout 4. It has minimal recoil, and you definitely can zoom in quite far. If you're a huge fan of Halo, I would definitely recommend downloading this. It does have custom animations, and all around, it's a simple weapon mod, but a ton of fun to use. Okay, so this one's a really awesome mod. This is going to be called Glowing Sea Expanded. Basically, what this is going to do is add in 8 new locations filled with various different things into the Glowing Sea. The first one and the main one I'm going to show you is Wallace's Bar. I would actually recommend just exploring this location. Don't even bother with reading about all these different things, just kind of experience them for yourself. Wallace's Bar, though, is the first thing you will encounter. It's basically going to be on the outer edge of the Glowing Sea. It's going to have a little shop with a nice powered armored guard. Wallace himself inside of the shop sells all kinds of different things. But again, what this is going to do is take a lot of the dead area in the Glowing Sea and add little things, whether it just be a few props, then some more enemies placed down, or an actual location for you to explore and loot. This is without a doubt the best out of all the expanded mods that this mod author has released thus far, and honestly everything in this is very lore friendly. It really just adds in a bit more content as you experience this region of the game. Again, I highly recommend you guys don't read about this. Just go download this, put on your favorite character, and go explore the Glowing Sea like you have in the past, except this time there'll be a lot more to do. So we do have Android. I don't typically cover mods like this, but this is actually a pretty interesting one. Basically, this is going to be a bunch of different synth bodysuits that you can attach to your character, and by attaching these, you can actually get a bunch of synth components to be on your typical companions. It looks pretty cool. I'm obviously not the type of YouTuber that is specializing in covering these type of mods. MXR is probably a lot better at that, but at the same time, it's a pretty big new release, and I did want to cover it. Even beyond that, this actually is going to mesh really well with augmentation by Crimson Rider. I'll show you some pictures of it. I don't cover his mods anymore, but these two things are going to go together really well. And again, these pictures are probably a better visualization of what you can get with this mod, not my broken CVE and using it on a companion. So last but not least, the massive port of this week is going to be Vivid Fallout. This made its way over to Xbox One. This is the all-in-one version, so it's all the different things included in the Vivid Fallout tree. This is without a doubt the best visual overhaul or texture overhaul mod for Fallout 4. It's a texture overhaul, but at the same time, it actually does increase performance in some instances, and it's really not going to have an FPS hit, or at least most people don't experience that. I do believe this was on Xbox One in the past, but I think it had some issues and was taken down, but fortunately now it is ported back up. If you guys haven't experienced this, I would definitely recommend downloading it. Again, it's just an overall improvement to the game, covering things from trees, bridges, roads, and a lot of the landscapes you will encounter. So that's pretty much going to wrap it up for this video. As always, again, I thank you guys for watching. I do really hope you did enjoy. But with that, I hope to see you guys all next week, and all the mods or videos I'll do in between this week and next weekend. Bye.